It's my first concert in Prague, so I'm very happy. I know the city. I've been here as a tourist, but I'm very happy to be here for the first performance with Maestro Dutoit at the Spring Festival. As he will probably explain to you, we are celebrating the 125th anniversary of Stravinsky's birth. That's why we were thinking of doing a Stravinsky program. As it was said, I'm very interested in new works in 20th century and 21st century music. I have done a lot of concertos of the 20th century and also have had requested many commissions from present composers. So it's always a pleasure for me to be able to perform these concertos, the Stravinsky in particular, who is not only a very important concerto of the past century, but also I find a very interesting concerto to work with orchestras, because it's a little bit like chamber music, so it's hopefully very interesting for orchestra musicians to be part of this small ensemble.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I just realized, reading that piece of paper, that I was here first time in May 71. That's a long time ago, and the city was quite different. I remember living in the big, the big street up the Smetana Hall. There's a hotel on the left side. I remember that time, but I had been many times here. When I was in Vienna in the 60s, I was working with at the Staatsoper, so I came many times here as a visitor. So it's always a pleasure to come back. We were here actually not a couple of months ago when we met, and I did a concert with the Czech Philharmonic in the Rudolfinum, and this is how we arranged this coming visit, and I'm very happy to be here. Prague is so beautiful during the festival, and the weather has been quite nice and so magic to cross this bridge here and to see this most beautiful city of Europe here. So we have, as Chantal said, that celebration of Stravinsky birth, 125 years of his birth. So I wanted to present three aspects of his creation, three different styles. Of course, Petrushka, we play the original version, which is extremely difficult and rarely played because of the difficulty. Stravinsky has made a new version in 1947. In between, he became a conductor, so he simplified many things. And also for the orchestra, it's the new version is very much easier. Hello. Now we play Apollon Musagette, which is one of the best pieces of the so-called neoclassical period of Stravinsky. As you know, after World War I, at the end of World War I, the music style and the style of everything has changed dramatically because of the people thinking of the catastrophe of the war. They changed, and most of them became neoclassical, trying to find in the Greek mythology and in the past roots, cultural roots. So Stravinsky was one of the first ones to become neoclassical, and he did that Pulcinella with Diaghilev. And then, of course, Apollon Musagette, which is a very beautiful piece of music. I understand that it's rarely played here because the orchestra doesn't seem to have played it, this they don't remember. And then we play in between that also classical piece, Concerto for Violin, with 4 movements and 2 arias, which is also not really neoclassical, was written later on in the 30s. But these are 3 styles of Stravinsky's life. One is missing, is his last period when he became a little bit more, not dodecaphonic, but a little bit. So we don't play that. Stravinsky has always been a composer of my life. When I was a student, when I had my so-called first prize in the academy in Geneva, I had to conduct The Soldier's Tale, and in the jury of this competition, there was a conductor, Alceo Galliera, you may have heard his name. He invited me to go and study with him in Italy, and he said, "Oh, you do Stravinsky so well, so come and do Firebird." And so, a chain of events. I happen to have conducted most of his music.